What's going on, tubes? It's your boy Black Oni, here to give you some more exciting, brand new information about Marvel's Avengers. This is more of an overview, a game overview of some of the things that I actually told y'all about before in previous videos, but now we're gonna get a chance to actually see them in action. So we're gonna be looking at some of the upgrades, some of the loot that you can get, again, more information on how the multiplayer works, and details about the cosmetics and even new cosmetics that you haven't seen that you can unlock through the game. So let's get right into the action.
Black Oni.
Crystal Dynamics.
Marvel's Avengers is a third-person action.
So this is all stuff we've heard before.
All new, original story where you play as your favorite Avengers.
This is all stuff we've seen before, but just give it a second. It's gonna ramp up and show you some new stuff.
The opening celebration of the Avengers West Coast headquarters and the reveal of the team's new Terrigen crystal reactor. But after being blamed for a disastrous explosion that leaves San Francisco in ruins, the Avengers are forced
I was
to
just in San
disband due to
Francisco
public backlash
yesterday.
and government pressure.
Yeah, it's got nice graphics.
In their absence,
It's definitely
the new organization rises, vowing to protect the
a nice looking game.
Advanced Idea Mechanics, otherwise known
As AIM.
5 years later, the world is a very different place.
Indeed.
In their pursuit of a safer
Everyone thinks
future
that
through
Captain America's
science,
dead.
AIM has replaced
He's not.
superhumans with their advanced
Obviously.
synthetic AI. But under the surface, the signs of a conspiracy against heroes begins to unfold.
Conspiracy against heroes.
With all superheroes outlawed, an Avengers fangirl
Kamala.
from New Jersey named Kamala Khan embarks on a quest to prove her hero's innocence and become who she was destined to be. Kamala plays an essential role as the catalyst to reassemble the team with her unique perspective and incredible powers. Only together can the Avengers overcome the dangers in this new world.
Oh yeah.
You'll start by establishing a base of operations.
This is where the new
with
stuff is, y'all.
decommissioned helicarrier, which gets upgraded throughout the
So
story.
as you can see, you can walk around as
You can
many
customize
other
your heroes to play
characters.
solo or assemble online with your friends.
Many
defending Earth
costumes.
from ever-escalating threats.
Many classic
Each of the heroes
costumes.
has tons of outfits, inspired by over 80 years of Marvel history,
80 years.
as well as original new ones. As you play,
Here's a look at the gear.
you'll earn and unlock gear.
We'll go through all this
Collect
again.
different
Don't
gear
worry.
pieces to customize your playstyle and become even more powerful. Power up gear by unlocking perks, which will change the way you play the game. Unlock skills and abilities as you earn experience and build your heroes to fit your playstyle. Using the war table, you can launch into two different types of missions. Hero missions are the single-player campaign experiences showcasing specific heroes. And Warzone missions, which are played solo or online, with up to a total of 4 players. All missions drive the narrative forward, and all of your heroes' progress is shared across the entire game.
Blah! Hulk smash!
Reassemble the Avengers and rebuild the team to be Earth's mightiest heroes once again.
So lots of new visual information for people. A lot of things that I talked about on my last video. Once again, there are a few questions in stream that I'll answer right away. For people in the video who want to know more about it that have been asked in this live stream, I'll let you know. So where's Spider-Man and other superheroes? So Spider-Man hasn't been confirmed to be in the game at all. Quite frankly and honestly, I don't know if putting Spider-Man in this game, while there's a PS4 Spider-Man game that did an amazing job of portraying Spider-Man, I don't know if they would be, I don't know if it would make sense to go in a rush to put Spider-Man in the game, knowing that Spider-Man just came out a year prior, and it was an amazing game. I love that game to death, but we will obviously get a very different take of Spider-Man. But again, I'm not in a rush to have Spider-Man in the game immediately. They will eventually give us more heroes over time, but right now there are only 6 confirmed heroes. They're going to be releasing more heroes over time that you can play as at no additional cost to the players. So depending on who they want to put in the story, it all depends on what they want for the story. If there's no reason for Spider-Man to be in this specific scenario, they're not going to put him in. You asked about Mrs. Fantastic, same thing. If they're not going to have a reason for her to be in the story to kind of help the narrative, at least in terms of like the initial group or initial few that come after. It really all depends on what they decide they want to put into the game and what narrative reason they want to do that. So yeah, it does look dope. It's a really dope game. I wouldn't say it's like Destiny 2 specifically, but it is a looter action RPG for sure. You're talking about how this new hero is Mrs. Fantastic. Mrs. Fantastic is technically the Invisible Woman, so not really. But she is like Mr. Fantastic in a lot of ways. She has the stretchy abilities. So she's very similar in a lot of those ways. So we're gonna go back here and take a look at some of the specific things that are new that we hadn't seen before. I'd seen some of these things before in a private viewing, but many of y'all haven't. So you're getting to see a little bit here that, you know, you're going to be able to navigate throughout the environments, and this is probably going to be one of the first or second missions that you have to go to the Grand Canyon. Or actually, no, this is where, so you're going on this canyon over here. This is where the airship is. And so you can retake that essentially.
With her unique perspective and incredible powers.
And so I'm pretty sure this is her being back on the carrier, and it's being overrun by AIM robots, so you have to like take them out.
Together, can the Avengers overcome the dangers in this new world?
All right. So this is an overview of the air harrier, the base of operations, I should say. Once again, we can see Tony Stark walking here. So once you get everything up and running, you can literally walk around as whichever character you choose to walk around as. Same thing with how long it may take to start assembling some of them. I don't know who the first character you're going to unlock aside from Kamala is, but I've heard a bunch of people saying how upset they were that you were going to start off as Kamala Khan. And, you know, I want to start off as who I want to start off as. Listen, there's a narrative experience to this, and there's a looter like multiplayer experience to this, and they want to ease you into this game first and foremost as a cinematic action RPG, so that you get acclimated to how the game works. You jump in. It's similar to how Warframe does it too, right? Like you start off as one of these starter frames, and you go in, and over time you unlock more and more frames. Like it's a very similar concept here. So I think people need to chill out a little bit, let themselves be taken for the ride as they unlock the other characters.
You can customize,
and I can tell you guys from experience like which character I like playing as the most. I talked about it in a previous video on YouTube, but there are many characters who are dope and awesome to play as. I actually like playing as Captain America the most. Thor and Black Widow were probably like my second ones. Iron Man and Hulk were also really cool too, but like you're gonna get to see a lot of really cool stuff that goes into detail about some of these things. So for example, you're seeing here like a very early prototype version of Tony Stark, like figuring out what the Iron Man suit would look like. This is a skin, an outfit that you can actually put on, and you can walk around like this while you're playing the game using your other abilities. So you have a ton of different cosmetics, and look at what you're seeing here. You see how it's fading right here? This is to imply that there are potentially more than these number of costumes per character. By the way, they're only showing a few here. They showed this one in a trailer, well, not even a trailer, like a very short snippet on Twitter. I put it in one of my videos before, but this is a spacesuit, I believe, and this is like the original like Iron Man suit. You'll see real quick.
Or assemble online with.
So look at that original Sin armor. This is from the comic books, right? They brought 80 years of history into this game to create all these different cosmetics that you can unlock, and some of them you'll have to buy, but many of them you can unlock just by playing the game.
Your friends.
Look at this Star Boost armor. Again, these are all just visual cosmetics.
Defending Earth from Everest.
Yeah, this is the prototype armor, the original while he was in the cave,
Delaying threats,
and the iconic armor. So you're getting to see
each of the heroes has
these in action,
inspired by over 80 years of Marvel history.
And I've shown some of these in other videos as well. And so here you go. Here goes the gear for melee. So these are melee specific gear items that you can get, right? And then like you get ranged items, armor and chest pieces. I don't know if these are all represented physically on you. I just know that they're gear that you can equip in terms of like equipment slots.
Deep play you'll earn and unlock.
But there's a bunch of gear that you unlock while you're playing the
Customize your
game.
playstyle and become even more powerful.
And all of them have different perks and different requirements in order to upgrade them to their highest abilities, right?
By unlocking perks, which will change the way you play the game. Unlock skills and abilities.
And so I talked about this before. I'm gonna show y'all again. Look at where it says skills here, right? Under skills, there are many different primary skills that you have. These are melee, you have repulsors, some of your ranged attacks, your lasers, which are specific abilities that you have in here. You can choose whichever of these you're going to specialize in at any given time. And rockets. So you have, like, here it's showing only 4 different types of things that you can really build towards, but you can see here there's specialty, there's capability, and utility. So there's all these different trees that you can start unlocking things under. And these right here, these are not predetermined. There can actually be more than what they're showing here. When they showed us the behind the scenes footage, there was a bunch of different tabs that they were showing that you can keep going over to. So whether or not they kind of brought that back a little bit and are only going with 4 for each of them for now, or whether or not there's going to be more on launch, I don't know. But I do know that they said that there isn't a predetermined number when I was talking to them in August.
As you earn experience and build your heroes to fit your playstyle.
I believe it was September.
Using the war table.
War table, we talked about this before.
Hero missions are the single-player campaign experiences showcasing specific heroes, and Warzone missions, which are played solo or online with up to a total of 4 players.
So it's 4-player online co-op.
Narrative forward, and all of your heroes' progress is shared across the entire game.
And that's them. That's so you can see there, like, what the multiplayer looked like in terms of being in the same area with Thor and Iron Man.
Shared across the entire game.
So I'm pretty sure this is multiplayer, what they're showing here. So you can see Thor and Iron Man flying around at the same time, similar to what you see in a game like Anthem. And you got air combos as both Iron Man and Thor. You have air combos. You can launch them in the air and jump up and start hitting them while you're flying. So you have those options as well. And I haven't played as Kamala yet, so I have no idea what she feels like to play, but I imagine she can use melee from many different ranges versus many of the other heroes who can only melee from specific ranges. And she probably doesn't have too many ranged attacks outside of melee. So
once again,
good to know as well. So anyway, hopefully you all enjoyed the video. If you did, remember to press the like button and subscribe to stay tuned to everything else going on the channel. We have more Marvel's Avengers content coming as soon as I hear anything regarding it. So thank you for your time. Thank you so much for hanging out. Share with your friends so that they know what's going on with Marvel's Avengers. I'm excited to be one of your sources of information for this game. And as always, I'll catch you on the next video. Game on, and Black Uni out.